This is Niall Flores, and you're listening to another Blondishnet podcast. Uh, a lot of times I've been doing some of the 2 to 3 minute mini podcasts. In this case, this actually might be a little bit longer because I do want to talk a little bit about website security, particularly for WordPress powered sites. Now, not to say that if you have a website that is on a different platform that you shouldn't be thinking about it. So if you want to listen into this, you can uh, go ahead and think about looking up security stuff for your platform. Um, Security is actually really important. One of your basic responsibilities as a website owner is keeping your site secure. A lot of people get into website design and development, or just creating a website, and they don't really think about what could happen along the road. In fact, I think this is a really big mistake that a lot of us in the internet that are influencers have not stressed, that while one of the things while creating a website that you should be doing is setting it up to be a little bit more secure. Um, it's awesome that somebody wants to sell something or blog or anything else, but it doesn't help you if a few days after you set up your website, it's either been defaced by some hacker just having fun, or you have a brute force attack where it takes your site down, or somebody actually put in a code injection, and so you don't have a functioning website at all. And for a lot of people out there, they don't know what to do. Well, if you don't know what to do and you got maybe a little bit of change, you can hire somebody. I actually do cleanups on hacks and whatnot myself, although the point for this present podcast and is not to sell my services. It is to inform you that you should be putting together a security plan for your WordPress site, or as I said, any type of website, no matter what platform you choose to use. Um, Security in general, actually, even is down to both the host level and you as the user level. So basically, make sure that you're keeping your computer secure. Um, don't be afraid to also ask if your web host is putting things in place to keep secure. Obviously, you don't want somebody to hack you through your web hosting control panel or anything. Also, you don't want to create a whole bunch of FTP accounts. Um, FTP accounts are just keeping it simple. It's a way for people to have access to your website in order to make changes. Like if you're a web developer, you can load up new files or graphics or anything. Um, the problem is if you open that and don't have a really great password and you get hacked, well, you just left it open for them to get in and do whatever they want. Your control panel, whether it's cPanel or Plask or Cloxo or something, or whatever your web host uses, um, that you need to have your uh, username and password something that they cannot guess, or at least the password something that they cannot guess. LastPass actually is a really good program um, if you're not really wanting to keep like a manual black book for your passwords. You can use that so that you can log in and you don't have any problems forgetting your password and having to go back and get a new one. So Uh, so we got the host, we got your user level. Now we are getting back to um, your actual website. So whether you've just started out your WordPress site or you've been using it for a while, if you don't have any hardening or security, um, uh, plans in place, then you're definitely opening yourself up to a lot of problems. Some of the problems that you could learn, face in particular, especially these days, are aware that you've got bots attacking your site, and they're attacking in mass form that um, your site completely goes down, and it's really hard to recover from. In fact, sometimes your host, their only solution is to shut your site down a little bit. But there's actually a few things that you could do. Um, the uh, the issue is a lot of people are like, oh well, they're just targeting me in particular. Trust me, they're not just targeting you. They're targeting as many people as they can. Why do they do it? And excuse my language, for shits and giggles. Sometimes they just put things together and they're just causing trouble. And we got new bots coming up all the time, and it's a pain. It's a real pain. It's a real problem. And if it ever goes away, who knows? We just got people out there that think it's fun to cause trouble. Now, the biggest thing that you want to do is to get some things in place. For the regular user, your solution will probably be more of a plugin solution. So there's actually a couple really good ones. Now, the two of the main ones that I like are iTheme Security, and that's from you can get it from the WordPress plugin repository, WordPress.org/plugins. Just look up iTheme Security. iThemes is ITHEMES, and then security. You can also use WordFence. iThemes actually has a lot more hardening techniques where they you could change usernames, your database tables, and to be not the typical WordPress tables. You can limit login. You can block bots. You could do all sorts of stuff. WordFence in particular doesn't do the database changing or the username changing. There are tutorials out there, including my own in-depth security article on how to secure WordPress. You can look it up on Blondishnet. Just do a search, and I offer both the developer way and the non-developer way, so you can easily do either solution for you. Just remember that the longer that you don't have any plan in place, the longer you're keeping your site open for a potential hack or the potential that you've just shut your site down. Some of these web hosts, like a recent issue I had, and for me, I actually do dedicated server hosting and everything. On one of my clients, just one out of all my other hosting clients, including my own website, she was going through an attack, and bots were hitting her so hard that she pulled the whole server down, despite the fact that I actually had programs on there to try to split each of only allow so much processes per account, which is Cloud Linux. That's usually used on shared space or shared hosting. She didn't know what was going on, and when I talked to techs, because I didn't have root access, it was fully managed, that the top processes were to her index page. So that means that these bots, they weren't hitting her WordPress login page, which is, a potential. That's a brute force attack. They were hitting her front page. And so, and it kept on making her site go down, and then all of a sudden making the whole server go down. So, we kept on putting things in place, and after about an hour, I asked them, hey, could we be going through a denial of service attack? And they said they didn't know. So in the case that you might be having that type of situation, obviously on a shared host, you won't be able to tell what type of processes are going on. But if you're having that trouble where you can't access your site, it is mysterious, and your web host seems to be clueless to what's going on, you might want to ask them if you're possibly going through an attack. And hopefully they can put something in place where you can get it to calm down. It may even take them having to put like an Apache authentication for a while, where your site really isn't going through downtime, but you can only access it, and so that you can make your changes. So whenever things calm down, you can be open again, and those changes could be more security issues, that you can prevent. My suggestion for the attacks is to make sure that you see if you can get a pinpoint on what IPs are attacking you, and see if you can block the range that it's coming from, and then also throttle the attempts. Don't be a little bit strict about it. Don't let them have access after an hour. Give them 30 days or something. Don't let them come back so soon. Some people, they're like, oh yeah, I just put it for like 5 minutes. Oh well, in 5 minutes they'll be back, and you're down again. So you got to be really smart about this. I know for the majority of people that do listen to this, even thinking about security is all over their head. The thing is at least get something like iThemes in play, the iThemes, the security in place, because and not just install it, actually configure it. That's the other thing. There are a lot of people that install the plugins, but they don't configure it. They don't follow through with it, and that's just as bad as not doing anything at all. So if you're not sure about how to secure your website, find somebody. Don't be afraid to contact me. Don't be afraid to go out there and contact somebody else. For me, I don't even care if somebody doesn't hire me. It's great if you do. I'll hook you up. But my concern is you being secure and not having to worry about it. So go to your trusted WordPress guru, expert, or whatever you want to call them, and let them help you. It may cost you a little bit, but let them help you. They'll go through. They may say that they require a audit, before they put things in place, because obviously if we don't check out your site health right before we put in a solution, we probably are putting a solution on top of a growing problem. So we want to be logical about it. And so don't be surprised if you're asked to pay for an audit and security solution together, or some people sell them separate. For me, I sell it all together. It's just easier that way, and I could just pull a report and say this is what happened, and this is what I propose, and as soon as it's approved, it's done. You don't have to worry about anything else. So the takeaway of this: make sure to get your WordPress site secure as soon as possible, and hopefully you will take an interest, or get somebody as like more of a virtual assistant that has that you could hire once or twice, or once a week, to check in on your site health. Pay them for 1 hour or something like that, or set up some kind of deal or whatever. That way that you can have your site checked in on, and make sure that that your site's up to date, which is a big thing in security. It's not just installing a plugin, it's also keeping your site, whether it's the plugins or the theme or the WordPress itself, up to date, and then making sure that your all your plugins are do a scan and everything. And you can actually, with the security, you can actually schedule scans at times, or you can go in and do a manual scan and make sure that it's okay. Just make sure that you are putting a security plan in place. Ignorance is just an excuse. So these solutions are out there, although, like I said, the problem is that we are not, as influencers, telling people while they're doing the site that they need to keep secure. We've got all these like 4-step plans on how to create a blog and how to create a website, but none of those steps involve securing your website. So maybe my challenge is for people to put that step in, especially if you're educating people through a step program, that maybe you should add a 5th one: secure your site. Yeah, it might be an oddball there, but you're taking that extra precaution and creating that extra trust. So this is, I'm hoping, not a very technical podcast and everything, but I think it's a very important one. I know that there are other podcasts out there that actually talk about WordPress security and maybe more developer or whatnot. And that's not the point of this. If I wanted to do a developer one by myself, that's great. But the thing is I realize that the majority, that even though I do have developers and designers on my website, the majority of the people out there are not developers and designers. And so this podcast is for them. So hopefully the simple solutions that I have given, and those two plugins, will help a long way. So again, before I go, please, if you're not sure and you want to read a little more up on WordPress security, please look up on Blondishnet how to secure WordPress, and hopefully that will help you. I will occasionally go in and update it from time to time, so please, if you do, go in there and bookmark it, okay? And also please share it. It's very important to me that as many people get familiar with securing their WordPress website, because obviously I'd like to see your website rather than hear you say my site went down because I got attacked. So thank you for listening in on this podcast. I really hope it helps you. And if you're an influencer, please spread the word. This podcast is probably almost on 20 minutes, and that's great. I haven't done a 20-minute podcast in a while. So, I'm really happy to actually deliver something a little more substantial. So, thank you. And again, my name is Niall Flores. And I help people rock their websites out by developing websites that actually convert. So you can find me at blondish.net. That's BLONDISH.net. And you can find me on Twitter at Blondishnet. You can also find me underneath my name on Facebook and everything. I would prefer that you would actually like my fan page rather than send me a friend request. Then you can also find me on Google Plus underneath my name as well. And I actually do have a Google Plus page for blondish.net. So please look me up there. I need some followers there so I can be encouraged to finally share on the professional page. So, you know, I wish you all the luck and happy security.